Hey guys, welcome back to the BuzWeaver channel. It's Sunday. Yes, typically my day off. However, we are just 2 days away from probably the most significant election in U.S. history. Of course, we hear that every cycle, every 4 years, but there's no question that this particular election is going to be the most significant in our lifetime without a doubt, because we are looking at a very distinctive situation for the United States, and that is that the establishment uniparty, the deep state, the shadow campaign, has been involved in our politics more prominently probably starting around 2001, 2004. Once the military-industrial complex got their foot in the door, they were going to take over, because we saw, for example, with the Democrats, with Barack Obama, who says he was going to end the wars in the Middle East, the military-industrial complex was able to demonstrate the money that can be generated from war. And, of course, my language could be a bit hyperbolic, a bit biased. Some people might even be surprised. Wow, conservative? Aren't you a Republican? Aren't you? I am not a Republican. I left the party in 2004 because I saw that coming. I saw the establishment uniparty had ensconced itself, not only in the GOP, but had completely consumed the Democrat Party and made them completely impotent. And so we saw Barack Obama having to maintain and continue on, despite the fact that Democrats have always been anti-war for the most part. And, of course, libertarians and moderates and others have always been very anti-war. But the military-industrial complex is just a beast that is very difficult to go up against. It's very similar to an independent party. The reason we have a two-party system in the United States is it's just easier for the establishment to control both parties as opposed to a third. And an independent party like the Green Party or the Libertarian Party, of course, will get little to no support in Congress because they're just too small. There just isn't the level of influence and ability to negotiate. And so we have a two-party system in the United States, and I didn't really want to go into the party system today on this Sunday, but into some of the clown world shenanigans we're seeing here. Some of you may have heard of the big wild swings that we've seen here, but first we're going to go to the regular betting markets and see real clear politics. Let's see if I can get it on the third here. We're at 53.6, 45.1. This is the betting market. This is where people are putting money on the election and not polling, the general polling that is going on right now. But as you can see here in the betting market, at least in the rational, common sense, cogent betting market of RCP, where there's less manipulation, I think, that's going on, because we saw some really strange activity going on with Iowa, and we're going to talk about that right now. So we're going to move over here to Iowa, and for some reason, yesterday, oh my goodness, here, let me find that tweet right here. Nobody believes this. Iowa, 47-44 Kamala Harris. Now, this is an outlier of outliers of bizarreness, because Iowa in the RCP is Trump 10. And when we go to Poly Market, we see Iowa 84%. So people are just kind of, just scratching their heads going, what in the world is going on with Iowa? What was this outlier, this bizarreness? And I can't remember who the actual polling, who the pollster was right off the top of my head. So I'm not even going to try to take a guess right now. But we can see in the national, in the popular vote, we're seeing Donald Trump up by 0.2. So he's maintaining that. And this is with some of the latest polling out of NBC, Tip, and Emerson, as well as ABC, because we're going to see like the major networks. They're going to continue polling probably all the way up till tomorrow. But most of the polling has ended. But as we can see here, Trump is still up by 0.2% in the popular vote. Now, talking of popular vote, one of the few channels that I've seen, one of the few commentators that are using just the popular vote as their measure for the election is Gold Crown Politics. So if you want to watch his latest video, official 2004 election prediction, he is using just the popular vote. And, of course, even based upon his data and information with registered voters and early voting, he is also predicting a Trump victory. But of course, you know how I am, how I feel about polling. These things can change, especially like when we saw what was happening there in Iowa, which is just, yeah, that's just bizarre. But in the poly market, we had a little bit of a mix-up yesterday, too. Yesterday being Saturday. As of this recording, it is Sunday, November the 3rd. And so we can see that here in the poly market, we're at 55.44. And then as I showed you here, actually, we're going to go over here now to Wall Street Silver. We saw Trump was leading by 60%, but now he has flipped. But now that has flipped to Kamala leading 51.49. So we had this bizarre activity that happened in the poly market yesterday on 11/2, November the 2nd. And, of course, now the poly market is now kind of more equalized out to where it's now 54.46. So we're going to go back to that for a minute and show you. There were these two whales, apparently, that put in the money that kind of tipped the balance a bit here. So these two whales here made a little bit of a difference here in that. But now that things have normalized, of course, this is just another one of those outliers, these bizarreness that can happen from time to time. But I did want to also mention Atlas being the most accurate of all the pollsters and where we are with Atlas today. And we can see as of 19 hours ago, so a very recent polling, we're seeing that in the battleground states, North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada, Wisconsin, Michigan, Pennsylvania, Trump is leading in those areas. So that's very encouraging for all those that are obviously part of the Trump train. And, of course, here we have from Red Eagle Politics. He had just 27 minutes ago as of this recording, which is 2 p.m. Eastern time. You can tell I'm a little blustered and confused. I'm still adjusting to the time change, although this is my favorite time change. I am a little sleep deprived, a lot going on, very enthusiastic, very excited about what's going to happen on the 5th. But so I'm going to try to negotiate this as best I can in my state of cloudness, in my state of fog. So we have here in Arizona early voting, Republicans up by 188,000. Very significant difference in early voting for Republicans. And, of course, we also know that Republicans do prefer to vote on Election Day more so than mail-in ballots or more so than Democrats. So everything is looking really great for Trump in Arizona. And then we have the final national polling from Atlas, which is the most accurate, as I just indicated here. I thought I had it up for you right here. Yes, the most accurate. So we can see if we can find Red Eagle here. And, of course, you can go to his channel as well. He has some really good, accurate information. And we see here NBC is tied and Emerson is tied. That means Trump is winning. Okay, that's left speak for Trump is winning. And then Yahoo and YouGov, they have Harris as one, which is not unusual because they oversample Democrats. And, of course, Morning and Compost as well, 2 points for Harris. ABC, 3 points for Harris. And, of course, they oversample Democrats. So, but it's there. It's there for everyone to see. So I don't want to, keep and deny anyone from that. But the latest of the latest of the latest of the latest, we have here in interactive polling from 538, formerly Nate Silver, as though that is of any significance to anybody, unless you're really, 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 really into politics. But nonetheless, suffices to say here, the chances of winning for Trump is 53%. This is going to be in the national or the popular vote, as it were. And then in the Electoral College, he's also going to win 275 over 263. I think it's going to be a little higher than 275, but he only needs 270, obviously, to win. I think that, like others have said, it could be 312, 313, potentially higher. But this is what interactive polls are saying. And if we click on it, we can see in the swing states, Arizona 2.4, Georgia 1.7. I think Georgia is that's probably going to be dead on. I think Georgia could potentially be 2. North Carolina 1.7. That seems totally reasonable. Pennsylvania 0.3 seems pretty accurate. Nevada 0.5. And then Wisconsin and Michigan here being oversampled a bit. So keep in mind here that Trump was, I think he was behind in both of these states in 2020, but I don't recall right now because I didn't pull up any of the 2020 data. I like to keep things as simple as possible and give you guys what's actually happening now. But, of course, like I said, you can follow any of the guys that I've said gave you yesterday and or on Friday. I got my days mixed up, too. But swing states here, Arizona, looking good. Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Nevada. And, so everything really looking good for Trump. And I saw someone made this AI image yesterday, and I thought I'd add a knock-knock joke to it and say, knock, knock, who's there? Restoration of our republic, because that's what's going to happen on November 5th. So make sure you guys are stocked up on whatever you need there in your refrigerator at home, or whatever particular cupboards and cabinets and all that, and then maybe fill your car up with gas, because it's going to get really wild on November the 5th. I'm hoping that Trump will win that night. But as far as we can tell, now we're going to go here and we're going to do the map one more time. So we're going to take a look at some of the battleground states here. Pennsylvania has Trump up by 3. And so we know that he doesn't really need Pennsylvania. But this is the road for Kamala. She needs Wisconsin, okay? She needs Michigan, and she needs Pennsylvania to secure the 270. Now, I don't have the other states. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. She needs these 3 states to get to 270. So her focus right now, although I saw that Walz and J.D. Vance are both in Arizona today, and so that's going to be interesting. But for Harris, her really, truly, her only path to victory is for her to get the Rust Belt. And I don't see any other state that could potentially lean her way. So I'm going to go ahead and flip these back, and then we're just going to go ahead and complete it from what we see here. So from Real Clear Politics, we're going to go ahead and lean her in Wisconsin and Michigan, just for the sake of the map. I apologize for not getting straight to it. So we're going to go ahead and just lean. We're going to lean it blue. And so she's at 251, and then she's not going to win Pennsylvania. So if we lean it the way it's showing right now, it's showing 251 for Harris, at least in that in that scenario. So I mean, North Carolina, I mean, I don't see it happening, but we'll lean it blue, and she's at 267. She's not going to get Georgia. She's not going to get Arizona. She's not going to get Nevada. I mean, that's just kind of a wrap, and she's most certainly not going to get Iowa. So I don't even know what the deal is with that. So we're going to go ahead and go full red Iowa here for Trump. But we'll go ahead and we'll flip this back to toss-up, and I'll go ahead and re-clear the map and just show you what I think will probably most likely happen. No doubt Trump will win Pennsylvania. He will win North Carolina. He will win Georgia. He will win Nevada. And he will win Arizona. Based on polling, right? This is not BuzWeaver's opinion. This is just based on polling. And he's going to be at 287, so he doesn't even need Wisconsin or Michigan, which I think he will get, regardless of what is being said here. Let me go back to the battlegrounds. So they're showing Nevada, yeah, so Arizona, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania for Trump. So as far as the map itself, it looks like pretty much a victory for Donald Trump. And even based upon Golden Crown, who's basing his on the popular vote, which we don't use here in the United States, although it has been contested for many, 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 many years, going all the way back to the 1800s, on converting it to a popular vote. But of course, as we saw, as I've shown you guys in my mapping there, if it were just popular vote, then California, Texas, Florida, and the city of New York, the city, not the state, but the city of New York, would determine all excuse me, all of our elections. So there is a good reason for argument to have the Electoral College. So we'll just, obviously that's what we use, and that's what we'll continue to use. But of course, I welcome all your thoughts and opinions down in the comments section below as I try to wake up and regather, recompose here. So thank you for sticking through my bit of rambling. But I did want to point out these bizarre outlier from the other day, where the poly market was showing this extraordinarily weird connection there, or prediction. It was almost 50-50. But I want to go back, here. So Predicted is showing a victory for Kamala Harris also. So she's down a cent, and Trump is up 2 cents. But it's kind of funny that that Predicted is has this big of a swing. But again, like I said, I think it's probably because there's some whales around like these two people here that are maybe manipulating it. And as a lot of people were saying in this, wow, they're willing to lose money to ensure that there's this perception that Kamala Harris is going to win. And what I think could potentially happen from that is that the left and detractors and people who aren't really paying attention, who base a lot of their decisions on media headlines, are going to be very upset. They're going to be mad. They're going to say, hey, the polls said Kamala was going to win. The Democrats said that Kamala was going to win. The media said Kamala was going to win. And it didn't happen. Not only that, but like I said, if Trump wins 270, which he will, the Democrats will be angry. The left will be angry. If he wins the popular vote, their minds are going to break, because that's going to let everyone know that America does not align themselves with the ideology, philosophy, and worldview of the left. And then if the GOP wins the House and the Senate, then they're going to just spontaneously combust. Now, if you guys, some people may be curious as to what's going on with Nebraska and Maine. They split their delegates. So although it's only a point here, you see, for Kamala here in Nebraska, because they split their delegates, and the same thing here in Maine, they split their delegates, which is really only like 1 point for either. I mean, it's going to be like 2 points for Kamala, 1 point for Trump, and then 4 for Trump, and then 1 point for Kamala. But it's just kind of funny how they split their delegates there, and of course it's all based upon a population and so forth, and two delegates per senator, and so guys, thank you so much for your guys' continued support across all new tech, BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey. You guys have been amazing. It's been an amazing 2024, and the door is we're nearly done. I'm not even sure what analogy I was going to use there, but yeah, so we're almost there, and it's just been an amazing, amazing, amazing time. And obviously, I'm going to need to go and take a nap, because, yeah, I'm fading. So, guys, thank you so much for your continued support. I welcome your thoughts and opinions down in the comment section, how you think things are going to go. Early voting should have ended in most every state now as of Sunday. And then, of course, if you haven't voted already, absolutely go and vote. That is just the bottom line. People have to go and vote, because Tuesday is going to be the actual... We will know on Tuesday what's going to happen. So the polling, the betting markets, the popular vote, all of the predictions, all of the pundits, all of the commentary, it's not going to matter. What's going to matter is what people do in that polling booth on Tuesday, or with the remaining people that are voting. And in the counting of those votes, and I hope we get a decision that night. I hope we get a decision Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, and is in the potential absurdity that could potentially happen with 3 to 4 days. Oh, we need 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 days to decide. No, it needs to be decided that night, because we have election day. That's what it's called. Election day, not election days, not election weeks, not election months, election day. Now, of course, like I said, just be prepared. Just be prepared for some strangeness in blue cities, or in any city really, on Tuesday night. So, guys, thank you so much. Appearing there on the screen, that would be the channel icon. You guys can click on that to subscribe to the channel, as well as select notifications. That way you know when there's content here on the channel. And I'll see all you guys in the next video.